Hi, my name is David Macaulay, and welcome to my studio. I'm an illustrator, a teacher, and mostly an explainer. I love my jobs, and I'm here to tell you why. I take things that are sometimes complicated, I learn about them, and then I turn around and create pictures that will help other people understand what I've learned. Sometimes I illustrate books about things. For instance, here's a book about the building of a castle. I was interested in castles. I grew up in England, so I was familiar with castles. And one day I decided I would like to make a book about castles. That's the other thing about the job that I like so much. Most of the time, I get to decide what I'm going to do. Now, as an illustrator, sometimes people tell you they want this and they want that, and you have to do it. But much of the time, you get to decide what it is you're going to do. Now, what could possibly be a cooler job than that? I went to a school called Rhode Island School of Design. There were a bunch of different courses, illustration, painting. I chose architecture because it seemed like a logical profession. As it turns out, I never became an architect. It was after graduating from college that I began to look around and think to myself, okay, I've done that. Now, what am I going to do? And I saw people doing things that were interesting that I had never realized that I could perhaps do. And one of those things was making books for young readers. I work in a space that allows me to do all kinds of things. I mean, I have a wall that I can pin sketches on as I do them so that I can see them from a distance. I can see a whole bunch of sketches in a row. For instance, if I'm making a book, you don't make just one picture. You make many pictures, and you're telling a story. So they all have to work together in order. So I pin them on the wall behind me. I have lots of books. I have now, after 50 years of doing this, I also have a lot of drawings. What are those sketches on? What kind of materials do I work with? Well, a lot of tracing paper. I like tracing paper because, first of all, it's really cheap. But secondly, you can draw on it without worrying about, using up expensive stuff. It's very easy to just throw it away and get a new piece and so on. What kind of tools do I have? Well, I use a fountain pen, which is this little guy right here. I take it with me everywhere, and I often have a sketchbook with me so that I can make little sketches either of things I see when I'm outside or just ideas in my head that I want to jot down before I forget them. But I also use a pencil a lot, just a regular, good old-fashioned yellow pencil with an eraser on the end. And I use the eraser too, believe me. Those are the tools, nothing fancy. And then the finished illustrations these days get scanned and put in the computer, and that's where I develop the color. I put the color in on the computer because I'm not very good with color. And I'm very nervous about it because I think I'm going to get it wrong. If I come up with a drawing that I really like and it's in the computer, I can try it as many times as I like until I get it right. And believe me, I do try it many times until I get it right. Mostly, the people who inspired me were people who were teachers of mine and or people I worked for. It's really important to be able to connect with just a few people as you go through life who really do change the way you see things and the way you think. They respond to the things you do, and they give you encouragement. And you know when you find a teacher who you can sense cares about you. And those are the people you really have to listen to. So my advice to you would be to, if you wanted to do something like I do, is to look for those teachers, look for those people that encourage you. You need those kinds of people to help you and to be behind you. So you look for them, but you also look at people like me, I suppose, who are doing jobs that you would like to have. And you research them. You ask, well, how did you get this job? Where did it come from? When did you think of it? And all these kinds of things. I didn't really think of the jobs I'm doing until after college. So you don't have to decide in 7th grade what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's good to have ideas, and it's important to keep your eyes open so that you can sort of see things that you may not have noticed otherwise, but you think to yourself, got to put that one in my head and keep it on the list because that may be something I would really like to do. This is the best job that I could possibly find. And it's something that I could not have anticipated. It wasn't in the catalog for Rhode Island School of Design that I would be doing this. What was hidden in the catalog was the possibility that I might be doing something like this, as it is with all students who go to college. They think they know what they want, but they're not sure, and they go through these courses, and then at some point something may happen, with any luck, and you realize, yeah, that's it. That's how I want to start. Keep your eyes open, pay attention. So I hope this little video helps you find a cool job that you can love for the rest of your life.